Hi, how are you? Welcome back to more, what should I call these? Righteous rants? No, this is, could you imagine if somebody was doing that? Somebody on YouTube is doing that, but it's not me. My name is Rachel LaForce. How are you? I am a comedian, a creative producer, I'm a writer, and today I'm going to be exercising the muscle of being an intuitive. So I'm highly intuitive. I love to offer spiritual messages. These are very general. So if you found yourself here, my guess is you're on a spiritual quest, you're on a journey, and you probably found your way to me, dare I say, on purpose. Even if it wasn't your purpose, it's of the higher purpose. So we are going to pull a card for us today. There's so much going on, so many shifts. We are all very much connected and what's going on with like the planets and the moon and all of the things. So I trust that this collective reading is going to be something that resonates for you in the way that you needed it to, and that you're going to receive the insight and clarity that you're looking for to your question. It's a lot to promise before we've started, but listen, I've done this a while and I'm pretty good. Okay, keep up. If this is your first time, in just a moment, I'm going to close my eyes. I say a prayer for myself. I say a prayer for you and for all of us, that we're going to receive what it is that we need, only that is in our highest and greatest good. So here we go. If you've got a question, something that you're thinking about, you can go ahead and just kind of hold that in your mind's eye. And again, this is a collective reading, so it's going to be bigger, kind of overarching things rather than the specificities of like, yeah, you should leave Greg. Somebody's like, whoa, that's what I was asking about. All right, here we go. Ooh, okay, this one popped out at me. Ooh, this is always a good one. So this is, I'll hold this here so maybe you can see it a little bit. Just so you can vibe with that. This is one of my favorite decks. This is Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light. This is her Oracle card deck. This is one that I really like. So this card is the Ever Unfolding Rose. It says cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So the first thing I think about is that it's ever unfolding, which means this is always a process. This is always a process. And the interesting thing when we're in this kind of consciousness journey, when you're aware, when you're walking through, when you're kind of shedding old things, creating new habits, there's a lot of times that we'll kind of get to, this is why a spiral is very, it's kind of a symbolic sacred symbol, right? Because, or the infinity symbol, because it's never ending. Doom and gloom, am I right? But also the beautiful thing about it is that as soon as you think that you've got it, there's another layer and there's another layer and there's another layer, right? It's an ever unfolding rose. The idea of being cracked open too, like, are you fully open to what it is that wants to come through? I love so much that the woman in this card is like in this total surrender pose. She actually almost looks like it's something from the Matrix. Like she's not fully up, she's just suspended. I'm like, whoa, yeah, that is, what's his name? I was gonna say Keanu Reeves. There we go. Whoa. But so she's allowing herself to fully unfold and be in that place. There's also these really big pillars that to me are just this idea of like statue, and they're kind of like making their way to this like beautiful sanctuary window. And like to me, it very much feels, sorry, my mic keeps getting out of the way. I'm going to close my eyes for a second. I get a lot of information a lot faster. So there's a lot of things that are going on right now where everybody's encountered like a very big shift, and things are like, it's either feels like they've really slowed down, or all of a sudden like everything that felt like gates were like, and things either are moving very fast for you or very slow. But if I had to guess, they were moving slow for a while and now they feel like they're moving very fast. But we're also dealing with right now, at least in the northern hemisphere, which is like it's winter, right? Like it's cold here. There's not a lot of like forward momentum, even in nature and what's being revealed to us. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to like what is actually available to you and around. Um, and no, again, I love this line of like, it's happening for you, not to you. And so that's this idea. I'll share for me personally, because I was like, oh, this actually feels like very personal in a lot of ways, of like, I feel like I was on a journey. I knew what it was. And then like hard left. Right. And I was like, okay, I guess this is the direction we're going in. And that's what I've been building. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm working towards. And then I feel like all of a sudden it was like No, all the way back on the path. And I'm like, mother, you've got to be kidding me. I thought we were going that way. What, we were going all the way that way. What? So I could collect all the seashells of knowledge and wisdom. And now we're back on the regular path. And so that's a lot of what is happening for you. If you don't allow yourself to be cracked open, if you don't allow yourself to go with where the highest part of you wants to go, you're just making it last longer. Not like a pat on the back, like, oh, I just did it so right. Trust me, I like to make mistakes. One would think I'm so good at it sometimes, but that's what I feel like you're really being called to do. If you're being called to go far left, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it feels like a coach who's like running a play, and you're like, this was not the plan. Why are we running this play? And he's like, just trust me, right? And you're like, all right, I'm going to go out there and be ready to catch the ball. That's what's happening to you right now. And is it uncomfortable? Is it frustrating? Yes. But let me tell you something, as somebody who spent a lot of my life recently uncomfortable and frustrated, it does work out. And we get to decide how fast or slow. You guys, if you watch me a lot, you know one of my favorite things to say is God works fast, we work slow. So if the universe wants to take you that way, if Jesus wants to take you that way, if your ancestors want to take you that way, however you identify with being guided, go. It's time to go. Because you're going to keep going, no, I know. You're still going to have to go left. So you decide, is it now or later? Go left and go find that wisdom. What is it that you need to learn to go over there so that you can get back on the path, or even jump to a new one and keep it moving? So that's really why this sense of being fully cracked open and soft. Cracked open doesn't mean that, like, you don't have to be stoked. Like, you don't have to be into it. That you're like, oh, this lesson again, right? That's not what you're being asked to do. But it's like, trust that maybe something is happening for you and you don't need to know every part of it. So that's my read on it. I'll leave you with what Miss Rebecca Campbell says on it, and then we will go from there. Sometimes this takes me a minute to find the card. Oh no, you guys. The ever unfolding rose. Yeah, well, that's how long it took me to find it. Yes, no. Oh, we found it. Here we go. You guys were so patient. Okay. The challenge of life is to keep your heart open when you want most to close it, to let life crack you open, to open through hurt and loss, to allow what is falling away to fall away. Being human is a courageous act. A well-lived life is full of losses and tragedies as much as triumphs and adventures. Play that back again. Wherever you find yourself at the moment, life is coaxing you to keep your heart open no matter how much it hurts, to continually unfold, to let your life crack you open. Perhaps you're going through a difficult time right now. Instead of cursing the difficulty, see it as a blessing to open yourself up to the truth that perhaps, as hard as it may be, life is happening for you and not to you. And one day in the not so distant future, you may just bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open, because the world needs you open. Now is the time to go gently, to treat yourself like a tender, sweet little baby, to wrap yourself in a blanket and trust that the mother has cradled you in her arms. The seas may not all be smooth sailing, but you are safe and you are held. And one day, not too far from today, you will look back at the transformation and be blown away by the poetry of life. Everything is going to be okay. So, there you go. You know what I mean? You were looking for a sign, and there it is. Friends, love you so much. My name is Rachel LaForce, comedian, spiritual speaker, all of the things. I offer one-on-ones. I do personal release and reclaim energy reads. We get in there. We do some Reiki. We talk to your guides. We do all of the things. It's a lot of fun. I also do spiritual mentorships. Maybe you're really going through something. I would love to help walk you through it and help you see yourself in me, and how can we get you to the other side of it. So you can go to rachellaforce.com and you could book that for yourself. And I cannot wait to meet you. All right. Tune out, tune in. Love you, mean it.